Hey guys, CM Reaper Hunter here, welcome back to another video, and today I am making a video on the final wave of animatronics that Spirit Halloween released yesterday for 2025. Now before I go over the ones that just came out the other day, I'm going to go over a couple that I forgot to make a video on about a week ago just because I was lazy, but I will go over those right now. So the first one was Trick or Treat Pete. And overall, I do not really care for this guy. I mean, I think the concept's unique, and I think he's fine. I don't think he's, like, the worst prop ever. But he's $239.99, $240, which I think is absolutely ridiculous for this thing. This thing's a little 5-foot clown with a candy bowl that only spits out candy. It doesn't have any other visual animation but that. And it's $240, which I think is crazy. Like I said, I don't think this thing is horrible. I don't necessarily hate it. I just think the price really drags it down and leaves a sour taste in my mouth. So, yeah, I really don't care for this thing. The next one is Crypt Countess, and this is another one I don't really have much to say about. This thing's just really mid. It looks like a Morris Costumes reject. I think the voice is fine. I think the voice and phrases seem kind of cool, and I kind of like the animation. But otherwise, this thing is just really generic looking. It's got a very generic face. It looks like a typical SVI, like Morris Costumes prop, like I said, with like the big yellow eyes. And yeah, I really don't care for this thing. It would be cool if it was a female vampire, but yeah, I think she's 300 as well, which is not the greatest price. But yeah, I mean, I think she's all right. She's not like the worst thing ever, but once again, I really don't care for her. I think she's just kind of mid. What was the next thing? Then the next prop that came out was Trixie, and I know a lot of people really don't like her, but I actually think she's pretty cool. I like her concept. I like the way she looks. I like her face. I like the mask, like how her animation too, how she like pops up and the mask flips up. The voice and the phrases are a little those I don't really care about. I think the voice sounds kind of like cheesy, but other than that, I think she's pretty cool. I have heard her quality isn't the best, though, so that's another kind of flaw. But yeah, I think she's pretty cool. Definitely better than the other two that I just talked about. But still not, like, the greatest prop ever. Then the next one is Santa Art. And overall, I know a lot of people really don't care for this thing, but I actually really like it. I know I'm kind of biased because I really like Terrifier, but I think this thing is pretty cool. It's basically just the same thing as the art from last year for Spirit, but he's wearing a Santa costume, and he comes with the Christmas tree sunglasses, which I think is really cool. I like how he holds the axe, and he plays like the Terrifier Christmas song in his audio, and I like the blood on him too. I think it looks nice. Same exact animation as the one from last year. He just waves and turns side to side. He is $270, which is $70 more than last year's. Last year's was $200, and this guy's $270, which I think is a little much. Definitely, like I said, also considering that last year's was way cheaper, but otherwise, I still think he's pretty cool. Alright, so now we're gonna get on to the final wave animatronics. So let's see. The first one is Bullseye, and oh my god, this thing is literally a piece of dog shit. This thing sucks. There's nothing redeemable about it. I think it looks atrocious. I don't like the audio. It sounds cheesy. It's got a stupid cardboard looking bullseye. It looks like a Fisher-Price toy. It just looks really cheap. And he's $250, which is crazy. Why is this thing being sold for $250? That's absolutely ridiculous. He's like 4.5 feet, I believe. He spins his head around and his mouth moves and he tells jokes. But I'm sorry, I think most people don't really care for it. There might be some people that like it, but I do not like this thing at all. This thing is bad. This and Night Owl, in my opinion, are probably the worst props of the year. They're both like bottom of the barrel for me. Then the next one, let's see. The next one is Headcase Harry, and this is one that I have quite a bit to say about. So this guy got leaked about a month ago, earlier this month, like early July. And from the like blurry box picture, I was really excited for this guy. I thought he was going to be really cool, and also based off the name Headcase Harry, kind of thinking that he was going to be like this crazy like insane asylum patient clown. And I thought he was wearing like a straight jacket from like the blurry box picture because he was in like the all white suit. And I think the two-headed idea looked really cool, so I was very excited for this guy. I also like his color scheme a lot. I thought his appearance looked great. And then we got the picture of him coming out of the box. We got the picture of his face, and it looked really bad. It was deformed looking, and it did not look good. And then we got a video of him like a week or so later, I think. And then, as shown in the demo video, his audio sucks. It's just not good. He plays like this stupid whimsical music in the background, and his phrases talk about how he's like giving kids candy, and he talks about Halloween, which I already don't like. I do not like when the props talk about like Halloween in their phrases and whatnot. So that was definitely an immediate turnoff. But yeah, I think this guy definitely could have had a lot of potential, but I think he was just ruined by his voice and phrases and the deformities. All right, then the next one is the Grave Dancer, and this is another one I do not like. I don't know what the heck this thing is supposed to be. Is it a doll? Is it a girl? I don't know. But I don't like the face. I think it looks pretty bad. It has like the same eyes as Mutant Sewer Rat, which is really weird. It's also a reskin of the Balancing Clown from Moore's Costumes last year, I believe. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea, I guess. Like, I like the way the tombstone looks, and it's a unique idea. I just don't think it was executed well. The audio, I think she just kind of talks. I think her voice, I think she has like the Abandoned Annie kind of audio where her voice kind of gets like deeper, I think. I forget. But yeah, she's $189.99, $190, which I guess is an okay price. Because she does have like 2 or 3 animations. But yeah, this is just one I don't really like. The next one is Sam. Not the 2019 Sam. This is a new 2025 Sam from Trick or Treat. And this is one I really like. It's nice to say because I feel like I've been pretty negative in this video about a lot of this stuff. But this is one I actually really like. I think he's cool. He's got pretty much the same look as the original Sam. He's got the same head and the same outfit. But he's sitting on a hay bale and he's got the pumpkin under him. And I really like the way the pumpkin looks. It looks really cool with like the stitched up mouth and the X eyes. And like Reagan from 2022, he has a projection that shoots out the back of the hay bale, and it displays the rules of Halloween, which I think is really cool. I think for his animation, he just kind of sways his head to side, and he plays like creepy like children's laughter and like creepy music. I think his audio is pretty good. But yeah, he's $249.99, $250, which is a little much. But I think with a coupon, it would probably be worth it. But yeah, this is one I really like. I think he's cool. Definitely, probably, him and Santa Art, I think, are definitely my favorites of the licensed ones for Spirit this year. Alright, so back to the in-store stuff. The next one is Fire Demon. Now, this guy was from the blurry poster picture and from the names. This guy was my most anticipated prop for Spirit this year. And while he's not my favorite this year, he definitely is one of my favorites still. I do really like him. He's basically just like this skeletal demon. He's kind of like Blackheart. He like reveals himself with the cloak. He's also a Crazy Crate, and he has the, I don't know if it's the same, but it's a pretty similar head sculpt to Blackheart. But he's got a little more like kind of gritty look to it, I guess, with like the horns and stuff. But I think the face looks really cool. I really like the way the horns look. I kind of like the gold accents they have on them. He's pretty simple. He's just got a black cloak. He's got the head, the rib cage, big skeletal hands, and he's got a bunch of orange lights in him. The lighting is hard to see in like the video and in some of the pictures, but I think in the dark this guy will definitely look really cool with the lighting. His voice is pretty good. I like his phrases. He's $309.99, $310, so he's $10 more than Blackheart. I'm assuming it's probably just because of the lights. I don't know. He's 6.10 feet. And I believe, is also outdoor rated, which is nice. That's a cool little touch that they added with him. But yeah, definitely one of my favorites this year. I'd say this guy's probably my 3rd or 4th favorite from Spirit. But yeah, I think definitely a really good one. And then last but not least is Lantern Keeper. Now, this guy, honestly, I think is my favorite for Spirit this year. I really like this guy. I think he's really cool looking. I'm also kind of biased this year because I've been wanting a pumpkin prop for a couple years, so I'm glad that we finally got one. And yeah, I really like this guy. I really like his appearance. I think the pumpkin face is cool. I like the light up face. He's got like this kind of rib cage with lights in it. I think it looks really nice. His outfit's cool. He's kind of like got this burlap trench coat. He's got brown pants, boots, and he's holding a lantern. His hands are really cool looking too. They're kind of like roots. His voice I really like. His phrases are good. They're pretty short, but I think they work really well for his character. For his animation, I think he turns side to side and he lifts his shushing hand up, which I think is pretty cool. I will say the only thing, he's $229.99, $230, which I feel like he definitely could have been a little bit cheaper. Also considering like the other Pan-Asian stuff, which yeah, he's Pan-Asian. Which I think he's one of like the first Pan-Asian props from Spirit in a couple years, so that's kind of cool. But all like the Home Depot Pan-Asian stuff, kind of like Soul Slasher and stuff, those ones are usually only like $100, like $130, $150. So $230 I think is a little much, but that's also just because Home Depot usually has better prices anyway. But besides that, I really like him. He's also outdoor rated, like Fire Demon too, which is cool. But yeah, he'll definitely be one that I'll be getting. Like I said, he's probably my favorite one from Spirit. Him and Backbend Bonnie are probably my top two. So yeah, that's about it with all the animatronics. So overall, for this year for Spirit, not the greatest year, honestly. This might be one of their weakest years, but I will say there are a couple highlights throughout the mid lineup. So yeah, at least there's that. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. So look out for more spooky videos.